25 years ago, Granite City was protected by two superpowered twin brothers known as Samaritan and Nemesis. Born with incredible strength, speed, and healing abilities, the brothers became legends across the city. But while Samaritan dedicated his life to protecting innocent people, Nemesis grew angry at the world. As children, their home was burned down by frightened citizens who feared their powers, killing their parents in the process. That tragedy changed both brothers forever. Samaritan chose justice. Nemesis chose revenge. As the years passed, the brothers became enemies, constantly clashing across the city. Their final battle took place inside a massive power plant, where fire and explosions consumed the entire building. After a brutal fight, both brothers were believed to have died that night. Since then, Granite City slowly collapsed into crime, corruption, and violence without a hero to protect it. In the present day, a 13-year-old boy named Sam Cleary lives in one of the city's poorest neighborhoods with his mother, Tiffany. Life is hard for them. Tiffany works long hours just to survive while Sam constantly gets into trouble. But despite the dangerous environment around him, Sam becomes obsessed with one thing, proving that Samaritan is still alive. Unlike everyone else, Sam refuses to believe the hero died 25 years ago. Everywhere he goes, he searches for clues. He watches old news clips, studies newspaper articles, and even follows rumors online about strange sightings across the city. People laugh at him for believing in fairy tales, but Sam does not care. To him, Samaritan represents hope in a city that has completely lost it. One afternoon, Sam gets chased by local street thugs after trying to scam people for quick money. Just when the gang corners him in an alley, his elderly neighbor Joe suddenly appears. Joe looks like a normal old man living alone in a broken apartment building. But within seconds, he completely destroys the attackers using unbelievable strength. He punches one man across the street, throws another into a wall, and bends metal with his bare hands. Sam watches in shock. No ordinary human could do that. From that moment, Sam becomes convinced that Joe is actually Samaritan hiding under a fake identity. Joe, however, denies everything. He tells Sam to stay away from him and mind his own business. But Sam refuses to stop investigating. He begins secretly watching Joe and notices even more strange things. Joe works at a scrapyard where he easily lifts massive pieces of metal that should be impossible for someone his age. Whenever he gets injured, his wounds heal rapidly. But Sam also notices something strange about his healing ability. Every time Joe heals, his body overheats badly, forcing him to cool himself down with ice and water. Meanwhile, the city's crime situation becomes worse than ever. A violent criminal named Cyrus rises to power after his former gang leader is killed during a robbery. Unlike the others, Cyrus idolizes Nemesis. He believes the villain was misunderstood and sees him as a symbol of power instead of evil. Cyrus and his gang continue spreading destruction across Granite City, hoping to create the same fear Nemesis once did years earlier. News reports describe the city as being on the edge of collapse. Fires burn through neighborhoods while gangs openly attack civilians in broad daylight. One night, Cyrus learns about Sam's connection to Joe and decides to use the boy as bait. His gang attacks Sam's apartment building, kidnapping both Sam and Tiffany before setting the place on fire. Joe arrives too late to stop them, standing helplessly as flames consume the building. For the first time in years, Joe finally snaps. Filled with rage, he tracks Cyrus to the gang's headquarters inside an old industrial complex. Armed criminals swarm the building, but Joe tears through them like a machine. He smashes through walls, throws men across rooms, and survives injuries that would kill anyone else. The entire building erupts into chaos. Explosions shake the structure. Fire spreads everywhere. And Cyrus waits at the top floor holding Nemesis's hammer. During their final fight, Cyrus repeatedly calls Joe Samaritan, believing he is fighting the legendary hero himself. But as the battle becomes more brutal, the truth finally comes out. Joe is not Samaritan. He is Nemesis. Years earlier, during the brothers' final battle, Samaritan refused to kill his own brother despite everything Nemesis had done. As the power plant collapsed around them, Samaritan tried to save him. But the structure gave way, causing Samaritan to fall into the fire while Nemesis survived. Joe defeats Cyrus in a brutal final confrontation and destroys Nemesis's hammer forever, ending the cycle of violence once and for all. As the burning building begins collapsing, Joe rescues Sam and Tiffany before escaping into the night. The next morning, news stations across the city report that Samaritan has returned to save Granite City. Even though Sam now knows the truth, he chooses not to expose Joe's identity. Instead, he protects the secret because he understands that Joe has changed. For the first time in decades, the city finally has hope again. And somewhere far away, Joe quietly disappears into the crowd, no longer running from his past, but finally accepting the man he has become.